It is beautiful, but damn, the weather.
I know, it'd be better if there wasn't so much damn humidity.
Yeah.
So you're a young dude.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. Oh man, to be 24 again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got into doing marble when I was 18. Well, 17 technically, but so I can relate.
Yeah.
How long you been doing this?
So my uncle used to own this company back in I think 2019 he sold the company, so I've been pretty much working for him since 14, and then I got out of the company when I was 18, and then I went and cleaned carpet for 2 years, and then I just recently came back this year, just at panels again.
Okay. So you guys are setting the electric panel?
Yeah.
That's cool. I did commercial electric work for a little while, so
Yeah.
I kind of know a little bit about electrical, but probably not as much as you guys do.
Yeah.
I hope I'm picking up our audio.
We just set the panels before the electrician comes in, and then the electrician runs all their wires for like the bathrooms and the kitchen and all those rooms.
Right.
But we set the panel, and then our dig crew comes through, and then they set the dry conduit, and then APS will come through and run their main wire through.
Hook it up to the service.
Yeah.
Yeah. What amperage panels are these out here on this track?
These are 200s.
200 amp?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that pretty standard for residential?
Yeah.
200 amp?
Yeah, residential. When you get into like the bigger houses, like the custom houses, is when you hit like the 400s.
Right.
And the 600s.
Yeah, those are like big houses, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of square foot.
With huge swimming pools with big filters and
Yeah.
transfer pumps and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Yeah. I built a house over in Scottsdale similar to that. It was off of Exeter. Huge house. Huge house. It was a owner of a credit card billing company that built it. So, yeah, you know he had some money.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Gonna make some more noise.
So I'm interviewing your young guy over here. You're up now. What's up, man? I'm Aaron. Matt, nice to meet you. Yeah, so how long have you been doing it?
Too long.
Too long?
6, 7 years now.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it?
It's all right. It gets the bills paid.
Yeah. Would you recommend it?
I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. It's actually easy. The work's actually not that bad. It's really actually easy. I mean, it's not too complicated. Again,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's nice to see the younger generation getting into trades, man.
you know, what I've been noticing recently too is a lot more women.
Yeah,
coming
women
out
are getting into it. Yeah.
I've seen a lot more women out on the job sites. You know, back when I was his age and doing this stuff, you wouldn't see women out
No, I know.
on the job sites. You just wouldn't. And now I'm seeing a lot more. You know, doing framing, electrical. You know.
Yeah.
I'm still not doing freaking like concrete work or nothing like that, but you know, framing and electrical. I've seen so.
When I did commercial electric work, my boss always used to say, "Come on, fellas, if it was easy, girls would be doing it." And we'd all crack up laughing.
Yeah.
And then they started hiring girls, and we were like, "Oh, I guess we can't use that line anymore." Whoops.
Well, when I was doing commercial electric, I had a foreman and stuff like that. He was telling me about a time that he was in this office building, right, and there was a bunch of dikes in there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And so in you know, we usually call our side cutters the dikes.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
The pliers.
Yeah, the cutters.
The cutters. Yeah.
So it's like, he was telling me that story about how they weren't allowed to use the word dikes in there, so they had to call them side cutters.
There is a technical name for them too. Is
Yeah.
it side cutter?
I believe that's what
It's something
called.
like that. Yeah.
You know?
I remember that too. Yeah. And you got to get Klein.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
Klein.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all your screwdrivers, all your pliers, lineman pliers,
Oh, yeah.
all of it Klein. We called them Kleins.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You got your Kleins on you? Hey, you got your Kleins on you?
Yeah, the funny thing when I'm talking about my linemen,
Yeah.
those are the pliers that got the fucking cutters in the stuff. The ones that we all.
The Kleins.
Yeah, the Klein.
Yeah.
I call them Kleinmans.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they are. I mean, nobody ever says, hey, hand me my cobalts.
Yeah.
Or what,
Yeah.
You show up on a job site with some cobalt tools, man, they'll kick you off.
And the best pair of channel locks that I've ever fucking found is channel lock.
Channel lock brand.
Mm-hmm. Channel lock brand.
What are they? The 360s and the 460s? Those big channel locks.
Oh yeah, because you need those for tightening on your things and stuff like that. So.
It's awesome that you say that because I've been thinking about doing some tool reviews, and on my list I have the Klein 11 in one, and I have the channel locks on there. And the Klein 11 one, that's a screwdriver that changed my life. Buy one of those, put it in your utility drawer at home. Oh, yeah. You will never go wanting for another screwdriver.
No, yeah, And when you're doing these electrical panels, what I found, what you want is that big, flat-headed screwdriver.
Yep, we called it a Big Charlie.
Yeah, I call it a fat head.
Okay.
Because it's the biggest flathead I have in my bag.
Pound on that thing.
You pound on it, and when you're taking those screws loose, if you try and use it like a littler one or anything like that, they just don't grab the screws, those flat-headed screws, just fucking twist them right. So,
Yeah.
But
yeah, they're the shit.
I like Klein.
Klein's, channel lock.
Yeah.
Okay, Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Makita?
I don't know. I've had no problems with Ryobis. I've never had. I've never had a problem with Ryobi.
He said the dirty word Ryobi.
I know. I'm
you don't say that on a job site. Ryobi.
But I'm using DeWalt's right now. I like DeWalt's. I mean, I've never had a problem with Makitas either. Milwaukee's. I've never really used those.
Yeah.
I haven't really used those. I mean, each one of them has its advantages and stuff like that. But at home, my wife wanted a screw gun and stuff like that, so I got her a little.
The Ryobi.
The little Milwaukee's.
Oh yeah.
The little red one, with the little.
Yeah. It looks like a little battery almost.
Yeah. Just the little ones and stuff like that, and they work great for at home use and stuff like that. I mean, we'd have some of those little ones in the shop that another guy who was on a dig crew that quit and came back. He uses them, and we use them in the shop all the time too. So I mean,
it was always Makita when I was in commercial, because they were lighter and stuff, and the batteries would last so long. But now, from what I'm hearing around, is Milwaukee's taken over everything because of just the advancements in the tools and everything. So
I couldn't tell you. I mean, we're using an off brand right here for a jackhammer, and it's falling apart.
It's not a Bosch.
No, it's a Met Bowers.
Hey, as long as it works. Right?
It barely does that.
Run it till it quits working.
That's what we're gonna do. Go down to Harbor Freight and you get the fucking those.
Yeah. Oh, thank God for Harbor Freight. Yeah, that's my favorite store.
Get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And as long as you treat your tools right, you're not doing stupid shit with them. I mean, you can get some good mileage out of even stuff from Harbor Freight. I've had sock and stuff like that from Harbor Freight. People are like, oh, it's Harbor Freight time. I'm like, it works great for fucking if I'm not.
You can't beat the price.
Yeah, if you're not beating on and trying to freaking put a fucking torque wrench on it that big on the socket and stuff like that. A torque wrench that big on a fucking any type of socket's gonna crack it.
Break it. Yeah. I kind of miss the days of the Craftsman tool where you could just, if it breaks, just take it back, no questions asked.
Yeah, I think you can still get Craftsman online, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can, but you can't. There's no more Sears, so you can't just go and. We used to be able to buy a set, and you had all the tools you wanted for life now. Yeah. They're probably like, what the hell is this?
This is fun. That's fun. That's one of our other tools. They dig for the riders.
So are you guys Arizona natives?
I am.
Yeah?
I am.
Yeah, same here.
Born and raised here.
Heck yeah, that's cool. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that I talked to lately that are.
Oh yeah.
I had this preconception that nobody was.
Oh yeah.
And so far, 3 in a row, all Arizona natives. I'm like, that's cool.
You know, or you get
So we're building them for the Californians, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sore subject.
Have you ever worked with one of those guys on the job sites?
Oh, right.
Oh my God. I've worked with a few Californians before, and it's like, why are you doing it that way? You're giving me a headache just thinking about the way you're doing it right now.
It reminds me of that. Have you seen those? Have you seen those like funny work videos where it's like, "Hello, Mr. Jones. How much are you paying the new guy? You're paying him too much. He's no good. He's no good operator." That's what it reminds me of.
we had this one guy. His name was Pablo. Anyway, but one day there was a video that they were showing and stuff like that where they had hit the power lines in the ground, and it was all freaking. And the guy on the freaking video is like, Pablo says that's spicy dirt.
Yeah, that's spicy. Don't eat that dirt. Don't even touch it for that matter.
That's spicy dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I take it no student debt.
Oh hell no.
No student debt.
Hell no.
Right on.
I was told by a wise man there's 2 things you don't ever get involved in. Okay, that's don't ever get student loans. And never get involved with a timeshare.
Yes. Wow. Those are words of wisdom right there.
And I have lived by that, you know. And then and he comes up with another one too, like don't have them auto debit from your account because they always take the money out at the wrong time.
They do. It'll hit on the 21st of every month, right? All except for that 1 month when you're a little low and Friday is on the 22nd. Now it's gonna hit on the 19th for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like how do they know? How do they know?
Just auto debit,
luck, I guess.
Auto debit right out of your account. You know you're fucking overdrawn and stuff like that, and you're like, you son.
Yeah. Every time.
Every time, dude. Every time.
The only thing that I have auto is my insurance, because you do not want your insurance to lapse. No. My mom sold insurance for a living. If it lapses, your car insurance, if that lapses, they can deny your claim.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about Murphy's Law. If that car insurance lapses for a minute and you get into a crash, they can deny it.
Well, and the funny thing is about auto accidents too, it's not, it's usually at the grocery store, post office, right in your neighborhood that you're going to get in that accident.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be nothing major. It's just going to be enough to piss you off because now there's a dent in your brand new fucking car.
Yeah, I know. So what side of town are you guys, West Siders or East Siders? West Siders? Yeah. I grew up in 19th and Thunderbird, went to Thunderbird High School.
Well, see, when we first moved out here, we lived in Gilbert, then we moved over to Mesa, and we stayed in Mesa for a while. And then from about my 3rd grade year to I was about 18, and then we moved over here to this side of town. And so just been over here on this side of town since.
The east side is blowing up.
Oh yeah.
I almost don't even recognize it anymore. I rarely have to go out that way for anything, and if I do, it's like I don't even recognize it.
You know that
like this is country club, this is Alma School. What?
Yeah, you know, because I used to live right off there of a country club in McKellips.
Okay.
And stuff like that, and you know, once you got past maybe Power Road out there, you know, it was just nothing. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And now you go out that way, and it's like, holy crap, there's so much going on.
Power Road is in town. Yeah.
You know, when they used to talk about Apache Junction back in the day, that used to be out of town.
Yeah.
Out of town. You know, Apache Junction. Now Apache Junction is right in there. I mean, if you look at how big this city's got, we're practically to Florence now, and we're going all the way up to Anthem.
Yeah.
All the way, the city goes all the way up to Anthem. I remember back coming in, used to go up to my grandmother's house. She had 40 acres up north. And coming back in, you know, how I used to tell how we were getting close to Phoenix was Adobe Mountain. know, the Adobe Mountain was
Yeah.
outside of town. It was just, you know, not that far outside of town. So I knew that once we got to Adobe Mountain right there, the Boys Ranch, that we were getting close.
Getting close, yeah.
Now Adobe Mountain's inside the city.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, wow.
Anthem, yeah, I remember thinking, who would want to live way the hell out here? Look at it now.
Yeah, it's, I mean, everywhere, it's just
Massive.
popping up, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Master planned community.
oh,
Or Vistancia, Verado. Huge. Huge.
Yeah.
I remember when Verado was going up and you would take Indian school out and it would just turn into a dirt road. And there'd be guys out there with signs, you know, slow down, and water trucks and 15 miles an hour. And then you worm your way back right where the grocery store is. Those were the original model homes right there. And my brother and I did those. And yeah, it was hell getting in there, hell getting out of there, nowhere to set up, trades all on top of each other. Just a nightmare, man.
Well,
nightmare.
Well, we got some of these tracks where this road here is actually wide compared to what they have there, you know. Because usually, you know, you get one car on that side, one car on that side, and you can barely fit through the center sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, over in some of these other tracks that we do, like 17 North. And up there, when they're doing those, what are they, townhomes, you know.
And cars just flying up and down while you're walking.
Oh yeah, you know, they're just. I hate doing that type of product. You know, granted we hang them on the house over there. I just hate doing that type of product because now you got to try and find a spot. And you know, if you don't get right there before everybody else does, and try and come in a little later and like that, you're fighting for a parking spot over there. You're fighting for parking spots.
So, oh yeah, you made a good point there. You hang them on the house, so you're not having to dig down and set the post and
Yeah,
concrete. It's almost like a unistrut, similar type deal, right? Or it's
well, this particular metal is just like a galvanized.
Okay.
You know, the metal we usually use, it's got a bunch of we call it perforated metal.
Oh, okay.
But it's like an L, but it's got a bunch of holes in it, and so like that. And it works out pretty good because then you can just, you know, run. Say if you have to run ground rods, which we don't do out here, you just run it right through the holes, right out through through the leg and right down your ground rods.
Oh, okay.
So but this other metal here, this stuff here, because the suppliers everybody was out of that perforated metal for like almost months.
Getting materials nowadays is probably a challenge.
Yeah. It's
What about it? What about workers? Are you guys short?
No, we're
Not bad.
not bad. I'm thinking all of our trucks are full right now, so I mean,
That's good.
you know, some of the trucks even have 2 laborers on it, so
That's good.
They have an operator and 2 laborers. You know, usually.
So you kind of start out like this.
No.
He's off camera, by the way. He's shy. He's
yeah.
anxious to get to work. He's all young and full of energy. Work doing something.
But
He's like, man, come on, old guys. It's time to get to work.
I'm trying to get some. And I got 4 panels in it. I'm not really tripping on it. 4 panels and 2 repairs.
Oh, that's cool. That's not bad.
No, that's actually easy. I mean, sometimes, you know.
So you guys don't have to like, oh man, we gotta hurry to get it done.
Well, yeah, but I still don't like to be out here past 10 o'clock.
No doubt. I know. I'm eating up all your morning time here. I apologize.
No, I don't really care.
At least we have a nice little cloud there for a little bit.
You know, I don't really mind because like
Hey, cloud.
I've got another crew that's you know, they're grounded today, so they'll be in the shop building out my panels for tomorrow.
Okay. So you guys go through that too? You learn how to build them in the shop and everything? Would that be kind of where someone starts out?
Well, where they're going to start out, if they come here with this
or
company,
they start out using one of those things, shoveling.
They come and get the train from this guy.
So,
and they start learning to dig the hole first.
What area of town has the worst ground to dig in?
Oh, so I'm gonna say we have a couple of spots that are fucking gross. Santan Valley over there is the dirt is clay. You know, that stuff.
You just hit it and nothing.
that stuff is clay. So when it gets wet and you get down in there and stuff like that, and you break it off with your jackhammer, and then you continue digging your hole.
Yeah.
Stuff like, and you think you get yourself down, good depth. But when you clear out that hole like that, because of how nasty that clay is, where else there's another bad spot? Right there by the stadium, down towards.
Like the 101, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Or, yeah.
Down towards
like the Cardinal Stadium.
Cardinal Stadium, down there.
I never know what to call it.
No,
Where the Cardinals play.
Yeah, State Farm or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it'll change its name again this year probably.
But whatever. But I just call it, the stadium down there. Down where we set these other panels, anytime you get close to the river bottom, rocky. You're pulling out
Chunks of rock.
You're pulling out big rocks.
Does that eat up that blade on there probably too, huh?
Not really. I mean,
it'll go right through it.
I mean, it'll just bounce off it pretty much. But
I haven't used a jackhammer in years, man. But I remember you get that teeth. You feel that in your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
If you listen to the pitch, you can tell when you're hitting a rock. You can hear when you're hitting the rock. If it's a good size one, it'll be like ting 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 ting, making a real ting ting. I notice it because I've been doing this for a while, but I can just tell when it hits a rock, and I'm like, oh, he's hitting a rock over there.
So you kind of pry that out of the way.
You gotta do whatever you can with it. I mean, sometimes it's in a bad spot in the hole.
Right.
So you gotta do what you gotta do.
How do you know like where you're gonna set the panel? You have to come out and measure it off of the forms here,
usually,
or you just kind of rough it.
Okay. Usually on these forms, the form guys, some form companies, but usually most times the form guys will put a pin up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll measure back to a certain measurement, whatever the measurement might be for that particular track.
Okay.
Some tracks I don't have a measurement on, so I have to call the supers and they just come over and mark it out. But most of the time, I measure it off the pin. A lot of times, some of these tracks, they always want it on the house side, so it doesn't matter if my stub ups are on the opposite side of the house or not.
Right.
When I'm talking about stub ups, are like that. You see that gray pipe sticking up right there? That's my stub up. So I know that my panel, because that's low voltage.
That's where the low volt's going to come into the house.
Yeah, that's the low voltage stuff.
Yeah.
So, like your Cox, your CenturyLink.
Uh-huh.
And so, generally speaking, that is going to be where your power comes in. Anytime you're low voltage and your power always seem to come in on the same side. Your gas can vary.
They're not going to put one on one side of the house. And
yeah, they're not going to put the low voltage and your main, your on the opposite side of the house. They just don't do it.
I've always wondered who figures that out, because you see some of these houses where it's like they have their RV gate in their garage side, and then all of their electrical stuff's on the other side. It's like, why would you, it just doesn't make sense to me. Especially if you have outdoor, plugins for. Well, I would want that on my garage side.
Yeah, that's where you try and keep it. But,
typically, right?
But in these tracks, it's on the builder.
Right.
Okay. So they have as-built, which tell them, where everything's supposed to be laid out.
Yeah.
Okay. But if the builder doesn't catch it and doesn't flip the house, so
then everything's going to end up right there.
It's going to end up on your house side.
Gotcha.
On the house side. Out here, we've been fortunate enough where everything's been on the garage side, and that's what they want, is on the garage side.
That's good.
But other tracks, they'll vary house side, garage side, house side. So it's, ideally everybody wants it on the garage side, but that's not always what happens. And they don't want to pay for the crosslock.
Right.
They don't want to pay to have.
It's extra copper in the ground, right?
It's extra money to lay extra pipe and stuff like that in the ground.
And every little bit of wire is going to be
the
price of copper.
But
are these drops copper?
No,
it's not even copper anymore. It's like aluminum.
It's aluminum is what they use out here. It's aluminum the wire that they.
I'm thinking commercial. Yeah, all that's copper.
Oh yeah,
solid.
In the houses, the house they'll use freaking copper and stuff like that. But and I'll use copper in the panels and stuff like that. But your mains coming in,
It's all in there. And it's
yeah, it's
like 1/0. What do they call it? Like 1/0?
something like that. Something like that. Something, I don't even know.
It's big.
Yeah, you know, it's not like what we used to go on the big fat 600.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, chunk of just a small little chunk like this that weighs like fucking 4 pounds. You know.
We used to like to get a little extra of that and take it down and turn it in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if the foreman was nice, he would give you a little bit of extra copper to go turn it in.
Oh yeah, you know. But when you're doing your
At the end of the job.
you know, when you do when all the trim out's done and stuff like that, you know, you got spools that freaking maybe have, you know, 25 foot. You know, when you're doing commercial, you gotta run for 25 foot. You know,
Right. Yeah.
When you're running friggin' and this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could probably run it between the boxes or something like that, but
That might be a little something you keep behind the seat of the work truck if you need to do a little something. But
Yeah.
for the most part, that gets recycled.
yeah, that gets recycled. You know.
Yeah.
Any little scraps, you know, because you always want to pull extra, you know, because you got to pull your numbers up when you're doing commercial.
Yeah.
You know, you got to pull, so you know which ones are which.
It's bid like so close.
Mhm.
Every little hour, every little thing is bid so close
Yeah.
on those commercial jobs.
Yeah. So I mean,
It probably is on residential too, but I just don't see it. You know?
I mean, I think a lot of these companies they pay piecework.
Yeah.
It's just piecework. You know, it's not hourly.
Yeah.
You know,
I like piecework though.
you can make money at piecework. If you're fast, you can make money with piecework. You really can. You know, hourly, not so much, but you know, if you're fast and you get a job done, you do piecework and make money.
I love it.
You know.
I love it because I don't have to worry about if I want to take 3 hours, I can take 3 hours. If I want to do it in an hour, I can do it in an hour.
You know, yeah.
I don't start at any set time. I don't finish at any set. Like I don't have to worry about hours, clock, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all I know though.
Yeah. You know.
That's what I've done my whole life. So
You know, but we're hourly, and so you know, I don't like to. I feel if I'm standing around bullshitting
like this.
like this, I'm wasting company. I'm wasting company time. You know.
Sorry.
But you know, I feel like I'm wasting company time. You know, and some people just don't care. You know, hourly rate, they'll milk it.
Oh, I know.
You know, granted, you know, we're allowed to get overtime and stuff like that, but you know, you start getting up towards 50 hours overtime, they start, you know, start frowning on it a little bit. But you know, that's usually where you can try and cut it off at. But I've never had a problem with where I work over here getting more than 50 hours of overtime because you know, job needs to get done. You know, the big crews and stuff like that, they try and limit them, but as far as in the panel shop and stuff like that, not really so much. You know, they know that we you know, say I have 10 panels, I don't have another crew. Like if I don't have another crew, I've got 10 panels, and that's gonna take me all day because I'm driving around town.
Right.
You know, then I got to come back and build out for the
Windshield
next.
time.
You know, I got to come back and build out for the next day still. So, you know.
Well, what do you think on that note? Should we get back to work or what?
Oh, I think so. All right, thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
Thank
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
you.